What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Leaf fans, we're back here again. We're right back to where we want to be, and that's the NHL playoffs. Now, I'm going to be doing coverage for every single game, so if you are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Tons of Leafs content here. I do news, rumors, game previews, game reviews, everything like that, so make sure to stick around. I would greatly appreciate it. And I do some rants and I freak out here and there. So if you like that kind of stuff, make sure to stick around. But I'm pretty calm most of the time if you are new here. But the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Round one. I'm nervous. I'm not on the team. Obviously, we're not on the team, but we're part of it. We bleed blue and white, as I'm wearing a Toronto Blue Jays hat right now. I'm going out for dinner, guys. I'm trying to dress up a little bit nice here, okay? But that's besides the point. I'm a little bit nervous. The Tampa Bay Lightning, the back-to-back Cup champs, going for the three-peat against the underdog Leafs. Even though this team was higher seeded and it's going to be home ice advantage, Scotiabank Arena gets game one, the Tampa Bay Lightning are the favorite. I know people are saying that they're not, but they are the favorite. Two-time back-to-back Cup champs, obviously. Not two-time back-to-back, but they're back-to-back Cup champs with a dynamite roster, and we have that roster too, but they haven't gotten past the first round, okay? So obviously you're looking at the schedule here. Game one will go on Monday. Obviously it's going to be at 7:30 p.m. there. That's what the time's going to be on Monday. Wednesday 7:30, Friday 7:30, and Sunday at 7. Then obviously we'll see if there's going to be any games past that. And I'm really hoping that this is a fun and exciting series, which I do think it will. If you break it down, these teams are very similar. These teams both have really high-scoring offense with good depth, which I'm going to get to something funny in a second about depth. But the Toronto Maple Leafs have good goaltending when Campbell is healthy, knock on wood, and playing the way that we know Jack Campbell can play. But of course, Vasilevsky, one of the best, if not the best goaltender in the world, especially in the last two seasons. This guy has just been lights out. Their blue line is better than the Leafs. Their goaltending is better than the Leafs. So it's going to come down to the offense. The Leafs have a absolutely killer offense that they need to outscore this Tampa team, which also, like I said, has a crazy offense. And if we move over to the standings, it'll show you that these two teams are very close. They're very similar. We had 3 more wins in regulation, 5 more points total. But right there, I hate the playoff format because technically we should be playing, obviously this is just a division, but I like the fact that you're giving higher seeded teams a chance to move on, because at this point it's a bunch of teams that they're right up at the top of the division, and the Leafs and the even the Bruins and the Lightning and the Panthers, like, we're all towards the top there, but it's like there's going to be a bunch of good teams eliminated. And I shouldn't say we should go back to the old playoff format. I just like that playoff format, but it seems as though that you're not exactly being rewarded, especially playing a team like Tampa in the first round. But no excuses. The Leafs need to get over that hump and finally win a first round. So I want to bring up a funny tweet. And this was tweeted by @Shane SSM, I believe. I don't want to mispronounce the name or anything like that, but let's just say Shane because that's what it says. So Myrtle, and again, this is not a diss or anything, tweets out or puts in an article, another big difference I see between Tampa and Toronto is that the Lightning are getting some really nice production from depth forwards. Perry, Colton, and Maroon are all putting up offense despite playing just 12 or 13 minutes a night. And this is where I feel like there's not a lot of research going into this, because the Leafs have guys that are putting up really good numbers and doing damn near the exact same thing. And 2 of those guys barely play in the offensive zone, yet these guys are sheltered over 50% playing in the offensive zone. Same thing with Spezza and Simmons. But obviously when you're looking at a guy like Kasha and Engvall, these guys are playing in a defensive role most of the time, and they're putting up similar numbers to guys getting double the offensive zone starts. So you're going to see a lot of information come out where everybody's pushing as Tampa is far and away more deep and far and away the better team, but that's not the case. It's this that's different for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Mentally, they need to overcome the demons. Now, I'm not going to sit here and become a mental health expert because I've gone through my own issues for over a year, and it's not a good thing depending on the situation. But in this case, I think it's just a belief, and that's no pun intended, but they need to have more belief in themselves. They need to believe in the fact that they can get past this first round, because these two teams are more evenly matched than it's being credited for. The Leafs have a dynamic offensive type of top nine, or even just the whole team. Like, it's just Austin Matthews, 106 points. Mitch Marner, 97 points. Nylander, 80 and 81, almost a point per game for a guy that people think isn't a good hockey player. 76 points in 79 games for Johnny T. 68 and 82 for Riley. Bunting, who hopefully will get in, had 63 points. Engvall, 35. Kerfoot, 51. Mikheyev, a 20-goal season, 32 points. TJ Brody even got some points. We had Kasha, who barely got to play this year and had 14 goals. Then you had Kampf, who apparently couldn't score. Scored 11 goals. Spezza always doing his thing, 12 goals there with 25 points. Liljegren, who people did not give credit to, had 23 points. You can go on and on, but even Giordano, since coming in, 12 points in 20 games played, very underrated. And then we go over to Tampa, and of course, look at their numbers are awesome. They have that wicked depth. Stamkos obviously having a big year, 106 points. Hedman, who is just, I love Victor Hedman, and I'm not cheering for him. Clearly, I'm a Leaf fan, but in this, any other game where Victor Hedman's playing, that guy is a player I love watching. Kucherov, exciting, amazing hockey player. Killorn, Point, Palat, Cirelli, Perry, Colton, Sergachev. You can go all the way down the lineup, and they haven't even gotten full production yet out of Brandon Hagel, which I'm hoping they don't, because, again, I'm a Leaf fan. I don't want to see this guy torch the league. But these two teams have a lot of depth. Both of them have a ton of depth. They've got a little bit more grittiness than that Tampa team, but that's why if we're looking at the lineup, which I can pull it up because I definitely should, the Leafs are going with Clifford instead of Spezza. So we're going to see this lineup, according to Chris Johnson, saying Andre Kasha should be rejoining the team, but he's going to be a game-time decision. Bunting is a guy that's close. Sandin apparently is close as well, but I can't see how he would come in unless there's an injury, but knock on wood. Jason Spezza is probably going to get in at some point, but they're going with Clifford and Simmons right off the bat to try to get a little bit more of a toughness in here. And the reason why I say this is because I think they want the home crowd, they want the anticipation, they want the intensity, they want everything, and just going through the roof. And when you have guys like Clifford and Simmons on the ice, they're going to create a physical energy that they need to match Tampa's physical energy, which might not happen, but you have to at least give it that extra little bit. So we'll see how that goes. I want Spezza in the lineup over a guy like Clifford, but if they can make an impact, and this is the way I was explaining it to my grandfather, you have to look at Clifford and Simmons and go, regardless of what happens, when Bunting is ready, one of you guys are coming out of the lineup. Because, unless Kasha just is going to be injured the whole time. But when Bunting's ready to go, one of Clifford or Simmons is going to have to be out of the lineup. So fight for your spot. And then it's also like, hey, both of you might come out because Jason Spezza is going to have to dial in at some point. So you have to look at these guys and think they have to play the games of their life in this first game because they need a spot. They have to fight for a spot, literally might have to fight for a spot on this team because Bunting is going to go right back to that top line. And you're going to see one of Clifford or Simmons go out for that. And then another one might come out in favor of Spezza. I don't know if they take Blackwell out. I can't see because Blackwell's been good. But in terms of the defensive pairings, Riley, Lyubushkin, Muzzin, Brody, Giordano, Liljegren seems to be really good. I like the fact that Liljegren dials in. He's been better than Justin Hall. Muzzin, Brody becomes your shutdown pairing. Riley, Lyubushkin will get, your other like second and third lines. Giordano, Liljegren will get the third and fourth line most of the time. But I like the idea of Muzz and Brody to go with that, more physical defensive side that, the Leafs obviously need. But this is how I want to end this video. This is the Leafs postseason results. Now, if we're dating back to 2006, you're seeing a ton of the missed playoffs. 2013, again, that crucial loss to Boston where they shouldn't have even been in the playoffs, but they made it, and then they missed the playoffs. Since Auston Matthews has come in, they've lost every first round. They've lost a qualifying round, and now we're waiting to see. This team has the best record that it's ever had, the most points. This is the best Leaf team. You could argue is the best Leaf team we've ever seen. Okay, especially I'm almost going to be 26. This is probably going to be the best team I've seen so far in my lifetime that I would personally say. I know there's been some really good teams, and people are going to say, oh, when you were younger. No, like I watched hockey since I was born. You don't know the family that I come from. But in nearly 26 years, this team just has an absolutely stacked roster with an amazing core of young guys. There's no more excuses. There's no more, oh, we could have, oh, we should have, No, there's no excuse. People are going to lose their jobs. People are going to get traded because you can't keep losing in the first round. This team is, it's way too good to be losing in the first round. The biggest test is going up against the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Now, I've already seen on Twitter, we're already seeing it. Everybody is against the Leafs. Everybody's cheering for Tampa, the Trolls, the other, teams that aren't in the playoffs. For some reason, they feel better about cheering for teams that are facing the Leafs. Now, that's great. Those fans spend more time talking about the Leafs than they do about their own team. So we're not going to worry about that. They're giving the Leafs more press, which they don't need because they're the hockey center of the universe, which is not a cocky thing. That's literally how it is. This year, we need to just focus on watching this team, not engaging with those people, and cheering on the blue and white. We need to win this first round. This is so crucial. They need to win. Your favorite player could be traded in the offseason. Now, if your favorite player is Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner, probably not happening. But any other player is probably going to get traded. You take your pick. They can't go into next year with this exact same team. And I know we say this every single year, but there's going to be a difference. Because if they lose in the first round again, Kyle Dubas is more than likely getting fired. And when a GM gets fired, the new GM usually comes in and makes their changes right off the bat that they want to see right off the bat. Who knows if that's a coaching change down the line because usually GMs pick their own coaches. But let's say that's not going to happen. This is going to be a playoff run for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I believe in this team. And call me nuts. People are going to literally torch me in the comments for this. I'm calling Leafs in 5. And that was my chair. Maybe that's a sign that I'm an idiot. And my chair almost broke. Leafs in 5. Listen, I'm being realistic. Tampa could easily win this series. They're a great team. They're fantastic. I'm not saying the Leafs are some juggernaut or something like that. I just want them to win in 5. That's my pick. So let me know what you guys think down below. Go Leafs, go. It's time to win. It's time to win. Peace.